What is the embarrassing moment that replays in your head as you fall asleep? Honestly, I think about all the times my ex brought me to raves or festivals. He had a tight-knit group of friends who never seemed to accept me. DB on acid most of those times. And I cringe thinking about tripping and trying to carry on conversations and even in the moment feeling a weird energy and feeling like I wasn't understood or wanted. That was years ago and it's still embarrassing to me. For many reasons. It was today. I'm a female drone pilot. I was filming teenagers doing charity work for a video. Didn't realize something was off with the sensors and crashed into a tree. They were all watching. 400 flights in the wilderness. No problem. Bunch of bro teens watching. Damn right into a fucking tree. The drone is fine. I, however, will never recover. Mortifying. I went on a camping trip with a family my father knew and a few of their friends. I was the only boy and one of the girls' names was Ingrid. She walked up to me with her friend and said, "This is Sarah. We do everything together," and pointed to the camper. I said, "Wow, you two must be really close then," and went fishing. I think about that a lot. I had a great day at a water park outdoor pool and towards the afternoon a woman came up to me and whispered in my ear that I have a problem with my swimsuit. I reached behind and noticed a huge gap. The fabric was torn right in the middle, and you could see my white and tan askra. I was running around like this all day and no one said anything. During a work presentation, I confidently mispronounced a key term throughout the entire meeting. It wasn't until the end, when someone gently corrected me, that I realized I'd been saying it wrong in front of everyone. Now, every time I'm about to fall asleep, my brain loves to replay the moment when my boss's eyebrows first went up. One time I was at a play. The play was over, and I heard a lady said, "Okay, everyone come get a hot dog." So I hurried, got a plate and stood in line, and when it was my turn I held out my plate. The lady said, "Oh, it's just for the kids in the play." Then I realized as an adult I was standing with a bunch of 10-year-olds. I lived in a house with apartments, had a bad morning and went up the stairs to my apartment. Put my key in and it wouldn't work. I banged on the door out of frustration and cried a little only to realize I'm still one staircase down from my apartment. I'm just happy my neighbors weren't home. Still, I'm embarrassed by it. When I was 10 years old I asked a Korean woman if she spoke Chinese, and when she told me she wasn't Chinese I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I can't tell Asian people apart." I meant it as a sincere apology. I'm experiencing physical pain from writing that. I publicly asked my second grade teacher if she wanted to have sex with me. I remember even knowing what sex was. I just thought it was a NBD as long as an adult was involved. A friend told me she was pregnant. I meant to say, "I know you've been hoping for this," and instead I said, "I know. I've been watching you." I did not recover well. I playfully said, "Oh hey girl," when being introduced to my crush's mum for the first time. She was a 50-year-old woman who I had never met in my life. The time my 10-year-old self lost it and broke the fucking gog up it in front of everyone at school. Luckily everyone seems to have forgotten about it. When I confessed to a girl that didn't like me back, when I think of it again, I am like, how in the world could I believed it would work? When I was in high school I accidentally handed a cashier my birth control instead of my debit card. I think about that sometimes. That time I tried to impress my crush by reciting Shakespeare and ended up sounding like a confused pigeon with a thesaurus. I was drunkish at a bar and called a girl that was chatting me up the wrong name. This was many years ago. Sorry. Ivy. Throwing up in my strength and conditioning class in 10th grade, safe to say I transferred out of that class the next day. I laughed so hard it projected the biggest and slimmiest poogie you've ever seen right on the upper lip of my crush. Man, it's crazy. But I can't think of one. It's crazy because there are definitely some. But maybe you've grown past this. As in singular. I wish it was one thing. Kissing my ex's hand out of nowhere just because I was in love with him. Walking around gym in 6th grade with a giant poop stain in my shorts XD. Moment. WTF is this? Has neonates. The lists are long, opening up to others in hopes of finding acceptance. Yikes.